What's up? Welcome to another Pygamepi video. Here's another tips and info video. So this time I'm going to be talking about style. And so what do I mean by style? So let's go take a look at some code. So when it comes to coding, you need to organize things, but you also need to have some sort of style. You can't just throw things together. So in Python, it really helps you build some style because it forces you to have style. Because like with your for loops and your if statements and stuff, it forces you to like add some white space and use tabs and stuff right here. It forces you to do that, but that is kind of what style is. So let's go take a look at some other code, like some C++. I got some that's a little more complex here, that's a little more to it. Let's pull all this down. So let's zoom out a little bit. Okay, so in here I got some functions. You might recognize them. They might be a little different. Anyways, so in here you can see my style. So inside my functions, everything has a tab on it, so it's know that it's in this function. And then with like my arrays and stuff, very clean looking, very clean looking. You need to keep things clean, organized, and have style. So, and some more things that I'm talking about with style is like details. You need to have details. So when some people do variables and stuff, like they'll do, so have it like this. So they'll have, so in C++, if you don't know, so you do the variable type, name, and then what you're setting it equal to. Anyway, so sometimes some people do it like this. They'll do num equals like 8. That's how they do it. I don't really like that because I feel like it's hard to read because it's all put together like that. Or like if they're doing this like num1 plus equals 1, they just put it all together. I don't really like that. I feel like it's hard to read, so I keep my style like this. Just like how you would do it in like math and stuff. Just little things like that, little details that make it easier to read, easier to understand. You need to keep those things in mind, and like the more you practice it, the easier it'll be to do. And like especially in for loops in C++, this right here. Well, some people, so like right here, some people won't put the spaces in, or where this colon is separating these two parameters, they won't put any spaces in there right there, so it'll just like be all just one big giant line of nonsense, kind of just like complete crap that you can't read. Just looks awful and you don't want to look at it. I hate it. I hate crap code. Don't write crap code. Like, you can have the best code in the world, but if you don't have style, I'm not going to like you. You need style. It's very important. So even in HTML, let's go look at some HTML. Even in here, you should have style. You should organize things. Keep in mind about details. So like up here I have this first block, and inside of here, everything that's inside of here under HTML I have tabbed, and then everything inside of head is tabbed. Granted, some of this stuff is, I just grabbed this off my web page right here. Okay, so yeah, this is my web page. This is what this code is for. If you want to look at my web page, there's the URL right up there. Anyways, so yeah, this page looks really good, but my code also looks really good. And so that's why this is a little messed up though, because it pulls this in well, like as the page is loading, so the tabs aren't in here, but everything else under head and stuff is all tabbed, like the title and stuff, tabbed. Under body, everything is tabbed. Okay, so little stuff every now and then, it's a little messed up. I'm sorry about that. I haven't worked on it for a while, but overall, tabs. See tabs? And then also, in between every single one of these blocks, this div block right here, I have a space, some white space. So you can tell this block from that block. And even more so, you have the div and then the class name, and then down here it's specify what this closing tag is for. It's for the menu block. You look up here, menu block. See? Makes it easier to read, easier to understand, and it's my style. I like it. So you need to have style. It helps a ton with reading things and making people understand things. It's very important. So, and in Python, even though it forces you to do some things, you can still come up with things for yourself. So, one thing that I do a lot is like the order of the stuff on the page. So if I have imports, I put imports way at the top, all the way at the top, and let's say it's something like this, specifying like what this program does. But underneath there, I have imports, and I usually have variables starting with like integers, and starts out, so like I'll have like simple variables like integers first, and then I'll usually have arrays and tuplets or two-day arrays, like kind of in order down the page in complexity. And then if I have a class, we'll get to classes later, but if you know what they are, anyways, if I have a class, the classes go down below the variables. If I have any variables, I try not to have any like global variables like these, but in this case there is some, so my classes would go below the variables, and then below the class or in the class I'll have my functions, and then the functions I'll also have it organized to where everything's tabbed inside the function. So if this was in a function, it'd be tabbed over like this. Everything would be tabbed. And then also, along with that, I have variables, a space right here, space. This is a block of variables, this is a block of loops. This block of code is specific for this only. So if anything else is near it, like these variables, I put a space right there. So you know that this block is kind of by itself, and this block is kind of by itself. So it's easier to read, even in here. And then, like, so in C++, it's a little different because you use brackets for your if statements and stuff, so I don't put a space in there because you know this if statement ends right there, and so I don't have to put a space in there. But like right here, I call this function, and then I put a space right there because I start a new block. And then a lot of times I also, like, underneath while loops and stuff, I'll put a space if I have if statements to specify, like, hey, this stuff is inside this loop. I specify that by tabbing it and putting it one line below. So yeah, that's basically what style is. It's just the way you organize things, the way you put things in, how you utilize white space to make it easier to read, and things like that. It's very important because it makes it easier to read, and overall it just looks so much better. Like, I'll give you an example. I know this one person that they programmed their HTML like this. They would just put everything right down the left side of the page, and I kept yelling at him because it's absolutely ugly, horrible, and I just hated it. I couldn't read it. It was ugly. Seriously. When it comes to programming, I like to think of it as another form of art. Like, I mean, you are building something, you're being creative. You should think of it as an art. It should look nice. It should be, a lot of times I say sexy code. I like sexy code that has lots of style, lots of organization. This code right here, for the most part, is sexy. It just looks very nice. It's very easy to read, and yeah, It's just really good, well put together code that's sexy. To me, this code is artwork. So yeah, that's basically it on style. Sorry about the little bit of a tangent, but when it comes to style and organization, when people do not use it and do not utilize their white space, I hate it. It looks awful. It's crap. I will never use code that is not organized and does not have style. And if I see you using code like that, I will scream at you. Ask some people that know me if you know those people. They will tell you that I will scream at you. So I've done it before to some people. So yeah, that's about it. Sorry about the tangent. If you like this video, like and subscribe. It really helps out.